Hello everybody, it's Mrs. Fondra here today. We're going to talk about positive and negative space, okay? Maybe you've heard the word positive and negative before in math. We talk about positive numbers and negative numbers. Maybe you haven't learned about that yet. Maybe talk about positive attitude versus a negative attitude, where you are cheerful versus grumpy, positive and negative. But in art, it's something a little bit different. So I'm going to try to share this video with you right now and play it for you. If it doesn't work or you're having issues, I'm going to also attach the link in this below. All right, so let me show you this video about positive and negative space that might break it down for you when it comes to art. All right, pull up my YouTube video here. Take a look.
I'm positive space.
We're both positive space.
And what's all that?
That's negative space.
In art, positive space is the space that an object occupies.
And negative space is all the space around that object.
Let's see if you can find the positive and negative space, and these co-authors by Artist Playing York.
All right, so that went a little fast. Positive space is an object. It could be you, it could be me, it could be a coffee cup, it could be a table, it could be a chair, it can be any object. But negative space is the area around those things, all right? So when we look at these pieces of art, we're gonna see what is the object, that's positive, plus sign, and the area around is negative. So if you look at this one here, can you guess what the positive shape is? And what's the negative space?
In the curious effects of clean linen, the man stretching is the positive space.
And everything around him is the negative space.
In a bad country, how do you...
Ooh, this one's kind of tricky. Can you tell what that's a picture of? It's a little tricky because if you look closely, it's actually a canoe, people in the canoe with a dog, and below it is the reflection in the water.
How do you do? The positive space is the two people with the dog in the canoe along with their reflection.
And everything in black is the negative space.
And then adding insult to injury, here's all the negative space.
And the dancing couple make up the positive space.
I think we got it now, don't you?
I'm positive.
And now you know that art is all around you.
To share the art.
Really true. So today for our project, we're going to be doing art with positive and negative space together. In class, normally we would be doing a couple of different objects, but at home you can kind of pick whatever you'd like to do. For my example to show you, we're going to actually do a pumpkin, okay? But at home, if you want to pick a different object, it is easiest to pick something that is symmetrical. And symmetry is when something is equal on both sides. So for example, my head, if I drew a line all the way down it, there's an eye on one side, and there's an eye on the other side. And there's a nostril on one side and a nostril on the other side. So it's even on both sides. So you could do anything like a butterfly with wings, because there's a wing on one side and a wing on the other side. You could do, for ours, we're going to be doing a pumpkin, because there's a stem with half a pumpkin on one side, half a pumpkin on the other side. So maybe if you feel like taking a minute here to think about, what is symmetrical? What is evenly balanced on both sides? You could take a minute right now to pause the video and think about it. But for the rest of us, I'm going to show you an example with a pumpkin, okay? You're going to need, hopefully, 2 pieces of paper that are maybe different colors. You're going to need a pencil, and you're going to need a scissors. And glue would be helpful, too, to make sure it all sticks together. So let me grab my paper, because I put it over at my other table. And for a pumpkin, I'm picking orange. And for my paper to glue it to, I'm picking black, so it will really pop. All right. So what I'm going to do here is since this is the piece I'm going to glue everything to, I'm going to put it off to the side for now. I have 2 pieces off to the side for now. And I'm just going to stick with a skinny piece of paper right here. You'll notice that it is exactly half of the black piece of paper. So if you have paper at home, you're going to need to cut it in half to make 2 different sides. All right. So I like sticking with a pumpkin for my younger folks because it's a pretty simple idea to draw. So if you know what a normal pumpkin looks like, I'll get my little practice paper out here. It is a circle that has a stem on the top. So if I would draw a line in half of it, it would be symmetrical on both sides. So when we're going to draw a pumpkin on our big orange piece of paper, we're actually only going to be drawing half of a pumpkin, okay? So it's going to look a little something like this, okay? At the top of our paper, we're going to draw 2 straight geometric lines that make part of a square almost. We're going to go line, which goes right to the edge of your paper. Go over that a few more times so you can see it. And I'm going to do a line down, okay? So that is the stem of our pumpkin, where you would pick up a pumpkin in real life, okay? From there, we're going to do a big curving line to the bottom of our paper. We don't want to go off the bottom corner. We want to stick right on this side here. So I'm going to switch Sharpies because this one's not working too good. I'm going to get my big Sharpie out, and I'm going to go out, down, and kind of almost have a flat bottom on here. That, okay? You can see the stem goes off on the tall side, and the bottom of your pumpkin goes off on that side too, okay? Try to leave some space at the bottom. It'll make cutting it a little bit easier, okay? From there, you can put your pencil away. I use a Sharpie so you can see. We're gonna cut out this shape right here, this half a pumpkin, but it's really important. It's really important that you only cut out on the line. We don't want to cut up all these pieces in the side. We want 2 pieces when we're done, okay? I'll show you what I mean by that in just a moment. Oh, we're ready. I got 2 pieces, all right? I have my pumpkin, which is our positive space, and I have the area from around the pumpkin, which is the negative space, all right? Now, we are going to now need that other piece of paper to glue those pieces on, okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to get your glue, and you are going to glue one negative piece so it is on the very, very edge of your paper, okay? You see no black on the edges. And this piece, we're actually going to flip over. Are you ready? We're going to flip it over so it can line up the stem by the negative stem. And the bottom of your pumpkin, bottom of your pumpkin, all right? When you're adding glue to this, make sure you don't do too much. You don't want to have a swamp on your hands. I think it's easiest to just take a little bit right here, lift it up, and put a little line of glue on the back and stick it back down so you don't lose your spot. Again, take my corner here, just lift it up a little bit and put a line of glue on it, okay? You can do it a little bit on the side too if you need it, but right now with the top down and the bottom down, probably gonna stand pretty good. Same with our pumpkin here. We're gonna just gently bend it, put a little bit of glue. We'll do dot, 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 not a lot. And we're gonna glue that right next to it, okay? Make sure you rub all that glue so it sticks really good. And we'll do the back side, or the bottom, I should say. A couple more dots, because you don't need a lot, right? That's not a whole bunch, okay? And stick that down too, all right? So when you're all done, you'll have a lovely positive and negative space pumpkin, all right? And like I said, you don't have to do a pumpkin. I just thought with autumn being here and all the pumpkins I see outside, it makes sense right now, all right? So if you have any questions or comments, let me know. I look forward to seeing what you come up with for your positive and negative space. Happy creating!